Welcome back to our podcast, Life Under the Moon. I am your host, Sammy B, and right now we are celebrating the powerful new moon in Sagittarius. New moons are the beginning of a brand new month. New moons are the start of a new chapter, opening up a new book, starting fresh, returning to ourself, creating new habits. New moons are like New Year's. It's just starting a fresh new month, and this one's extra special because it lands on December 1st, which is like literally the start of a new month. So that works really well, and I am so excited to share today's podcast with you guys. So there's a couple things I want to talk to you guys about today. This is going to be a little bit different of an episode, so let me know what you guys think. So lately I just started a new fun little health challenge. It's on the app called Zero, and what you can do is choose from a number of different types of fasting, and I had the instinct to go with the 3-month fasting. So what my challenge is, and you're welcome to join me, and if you do, let me know. I would be so excited to know that we're doing this together. So my 3-month fasting challenge, all it is I fast for 13 hours every single day. I can choose what time I want to fast. I can eat whatever I want, drink whatever I want, but as long as I'm fasting for 13 straight hours, I'm good. And that's actually very easy because you can fast through the night. So what I have been doing is fasting right after I eat my last meal of the day, which is usually, unfortunately, pretty late, about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, which means that the next meal I can have is usually around 10 or 10:30 in the morning the next day. Here's the kicker. I usually don't get hungry the next day until about 11:30 anyways. So this works out perfect. So you're probably thinking, if you already do this, then what's the point? Well, what I think this fast is going to do for me is, those late night cravings where you might have a lot of energy, or it's a Friday night and you want to stay up and watch TV or play video games, and you got to get a little bit snackish and you want to snack on some crackers or some fruit snacks or something. This is going to prevent that, because if I do cave, that just means that if I eat my last meal at 12 a.m., it's going to be a long time the next day until I get to eat my my first meal of the day to break the fast. So this is going to help keep me on track for late night snacking, as well as there is the odd morning I wake up and I'm pretty peckish sometimes. So this will just help me curb my cravings until I am supposed to eat. Obviously, if you're not able to partake in fasting due to any health regulation or health restrictions, I guess, don't obviously do that. But if this is something that you want to do, I'm sure that this is going to amplify your health, help in weight loss, help in kicking cravings, help in, digestion. If we're not eating right before bed, this is going to help so much. And it also depends on what time you guys choose to do your fast. So anyways, that's the little bit of health and wellness that I wanted to share with you today. So if you are interested, the app is totally free. You can also subscribe to it. I'm just using the free version. So let me know and let's fast together. All right, the second part of this podcast is that I want to talk about when things happen that we think we don't want, or things that we hate. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about a story of something that happened to my friend a couple months ago. My friend Josh texted me and said, "Sam, I just got laid off or fired or something." And I said, "Oh my gosh, congratulations." And he said, "What? Like, did you not hear me? I'm jobless." And I said, "Yeah, I heard you. You hated that job. You complained about that job all the time. They were treating you with so much disrespect. They didn't at all even consider giving you a raise when you absolutely deserved one, and you've been busting your butt for that company for years and you haven't even been recognized for your work. And I'm not being biased that I say that my friend Josh is an absolute genius. So it blows my mind that a company or an employer or superior worker would oversee his brilliance. And so when he told me that he got laid off, I told him that he manifested that. Because think about it. If all you do, for example, his case, is complain about your job and complain about where you work and that you don't like this or you don't like that person and you're just very negative and have a lot of negative emotions toward your job, say just for example, then what you're doing is putting your actual intentions out into the universe that you don't like your job, right? So the universe hears you, the universe sees you and says, oh, this guy doesn't like his job. Like, he really doesn't like his job. So he wants to get rid of it. Let's help him. So he manifested his layoff. He manifested getting fired. And before you start screaming at me saying, oh, you saying he deserved that? I'm saying that everything happens for a reason. And every reason happens for something. All right? So what I mean is, I said, Josh, I guarantee you in 8 months, you will text me and say, Sam, you were right. Because I told him that because of his layoff and now he's not working in a job that he hates, he is now open to the possibility that he can find his true destined place that he is meant to work, or the next stepping stone, a place that he's happy, a place that he enjoys to get up and go to work. And he hasn't completely admitted it yet, but because this happened a few months ago, I have been still talking to him. He now works from home and he loves it because he can get up 1 minute before work in his PJs with his kitty and start work. He doesn't have to get in his car, warm it up. You know, where we live, it's very cold, so that's a pain in the butt in the winter. He can work from home, save money on food, save money on gas, enjoy time with spending on his cat. And let me tell you, working from home is so much more productive because if you know, you know. We can get into a whole different podcast on that. From what I can tell already, he is so much happier than where he was just a few months ago. So I know this part of the podcast is coming early. This is where, well, the end of the podcast is where we wish for our listeners' desire or dream to come true. But I want to insert this part right now that all of us, any of you listening, I think we should manifest for Josh to overcome his, sad, disheartening, losing his job and find exactly where he's meant to be. This next step, this next new exciting adventure for him. So let's manifest a easy and exciting and happy transition for him. So a little story to add on to this is that when I was working at a lumber yard, I had a feeling that I was about to get laid off. So I used up all my health stuff, went to the dentist, I went to the eye appointment, and I told my close coworker, I think I'm getting laid off. And he said, no, you're not. Why would you say that? And I said, I just have a feeling. I just sense it. Like, it just seems like it. And he's like, no, you're not. Like, you're crazy for thinking that. Sure enough, maybe 2 months went by. Can I see you in my office? And I got let go. Yep. It's a long story, but let me reassure you, it wasn't anything I personally did. It was basically politics and it had nothing to do with me. But I was so upset with them. Even though I knew it was coming, it made me so angry. I boycotted that place. I told everybody what they did. They did it in actually a very unfair way. I was so angry. I was so upset. But here's what I didn't tell you. During that 2-month preparation of knowing that I was going to get laid off, I thought, okay, what is my next step? All my life, I've wanted to run my own business. And I thought, this is the time. I can start now while I still have a job. And then when I'm let go, it'll be there waiting for me, my new business. And I don't have to panic when, you're laid off and you don't have a job. And, starting a business isn't what you want to be thinking about. You're panicking. You don't know what to do about income or money. So during that 2 months, I prepared. I created the start of my own business. And slowly in trickled the clients. Once I got laid off, I felt free. I felt ready. I felt prepared. And here we are, over 6 years later, successfully running that said business. So the point of this story that I'm telling you is that Josh got laid off and I got laid off, but that was one of the best things that ever happened to me. That is the whole point of this story. The whole point of this podcast is that sometimes the shitty things in life are going to be the best things that ever happened to you. And that might sound crazy, but think about a time where this is true, because I can almost guarantee you there is something in your life that has happened that wasn't good at the time, but as time passed, you now see the blessings in it. Just for fun, try to think of a time that happened. It is so difficult to find the rainbow through the rain sometimes, because we're so caught up in the pouring rain and the storm and the downpour of life. But there is always a reason for what life throws at us. So Josh got laid off, and that's why I told him, congratulations. Because when I got laid off, it actually helped me accomplish, I'd say, probably my biggest dream in my entire life, which is to run my own business, be my own boss, and successfully run a business, take whatever days off I want. And I'm so proud of myself. And it was through, I guess, hardship and pain that created one of the most magical things in my life to this day. So next time you're going through something pretty tough, even if it is specifically a layoff, just remember this story, because you never know what's waiting for you around the corner. Thank you guys so much for listening to today's podcast. Make sure you make a new wish for this new moon. It is very powerful. So please, please, please make a wish. Write it down on a piece of paper and just breathe into this wish. Be excited for it. I'll see you in the next episode. So let's go manifest our dreams with our life under the moon.